Hello, and welcome to The Following Schools Are Closed Today: Shelbyville, Ogdenville Tech, and Springfield Elementary. My dear Watson Detective School, and lastly, Springfield Elementary School is open, and it's open season on savings at Springfield Menswear, which is closed. A perfectly cromulent Simpsons show. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
My name is Kristen, and I am joined today by my fabulous co-host Jesse, and our even more fabulous, Jesse, guest Neil.
It's fair.
Hello, everyone.
You got a lot of hype to live up to, Neil. You better be pretty fabulous.
Tell us a bit. Could you do stream on Twitch? Tell us a little bit about your Twitch streaming and where they can find you, and we will make sure that it gets linked back to you so people can be like, "Hey, that was cool."
Yeah. Okay, you can find me at stars_555, and I've been streaming for a few years now. I'm kind of sporadic with my schedule. I don't really have a schedule. I like to play survival horror games like Silent Hill, Resident Evil. I think I've completed like most of the Resident Evil games on stream. Like
So brave.
So just like horror games. Horror games is my thing, I think. Yeah. And yeah. I'm happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. Horror games were always my most popular streams because it was everybody spending their fucking whole paycheck to use jump scare sounds that I charge 50 cents a piece for or whatever. I was like, surely no one will pay their hard-earned money to. Oh God, please.
Yeah,
no.
People love that. Yeah. I've not set up mine.
I played the entirety of Blair Witch in one sitting in a unicorn onesie.
Completed that. Very good game. Very good.
Yeah, surprisingly good game. I was like, I'm going to burn through this and it's going to suck, so it'll be okay. And I was like,
scary.
I am entrenched and terrified.
Yeah, when you get to the house, especially.
But I was dressed as a unicorn, so everything was okay.
You felt safe. You were in unicorn onesie. You were all right.
Don't go looking for that video, everybody. It doesn't exist.
I didn't do the spiel. I'm sorry. Every week, two lifelong Simpsons fans and a guest sometimes sit down and talk about a Simpsons episode, going through the seasons of the Simpsons episode by episode. We are in season 4 now, so there's a whole bunch of 67, 68 episodes deep now.
We're 68 episodes of the Simpsons in. This is our 70th episode.
Yes, because also we have been doing we did a movie review of a movie that was popular because of our like little history bites, which we're doing another one coming up soon, so that'll be exciting. And we did like a year-end wrap up and yada yada. So if you're just finding us this time, go check it out. There's lots of stuff there from season 1 to now, and some.
Let's preview that. It's not too secret. You guys got Candyman last month. For the movie, and we're not going to do the monthly by the time we live in now.
No.
It's monthly by the release date of these episodes, so they're going to start coming more often, to be honest. But we're doing Bram Stoker's Dracula next time.
Yeah,
so that's exciting.
Cool.
So check it out, and have fun with that. Also, you can find us on TikTok, Instagram. I didn't update the Instagram one last time, but I will remember to do that this time. Also, this week we're going to be like, when you hear this, it might be in the past. But if you didn't know, there's a video on YouTube of Jesse and all his toys, like not all of them, a good amount of his toys that will be just on the YouTube. So go check that out on the YouTube with just massive 2 hours.
Check out my Simpsons stuff.
Yeah, 2 hours of going through Simpsons toys. It was a lot. It's not even all his stuff. It's some of it. So,
you know what the best part is? I haven't even put it away yet. It's in this basket right here on the floor. You can still see some of it.
But yeah, so go look for that stuff. Hopefully we'll get to do more of this type of fun extra things as we go on here, and we find time to. So, or we had come up with ideas, because sometimes we're like, hey,
we got to come up with something for when it comes to. So it's come to a clip show. We can't do an episode about a clip show. We'll figure it out.
We'll need to do something.
Sorry for the clip show.
Maybe we should do a serial killer style show where we'll invite some people on and do like a quiz.
Serial killers, huh? I don't know anything about that. Why don't you tell me about it? I'm just kidding. Yeah, that could be fun.
That could be fun. Instead of doing the clip show, just be like,
I could say, each week I sit down with old friends, new friends, good friends, and bad friends to tell the story of a Simpsons episode.
Yes. And if you don't remember to ask questions about the questions, then I can't answer your questions about the question.
I
But that
appreciate
could be
you.
fun. I was just thinking,
Yeah.
and I totally surprised at you with that, but like I was just thinking that could be fun because then we could do some like
There's nothing
Simpsons
more fun
moments.
than a surprise production meeting mid-recording. I love it.
I know, right? Because then we could do some fun Simpsons moments, whatever.
Yeah,
We'll talk about
100%.
it.
Yeah. I like it.
Anyway, welcome to how me and Jesse do this, where we just talk out our asses.
We're quite tangential, Neil, and we love it.
Let's get into the episode now that we've covered all that other stuff that nobody cared about.
I cared.
This episode aired on November 19th, 1992. The production code is 9F07. It's episode number 68. The chalkboard gag was a burp is not an answer. And the couch gag is when they all got there, it was just a chair, right? It's just
a little tiny chair. It was like Maggie's
tiny
chair.
chair, yeah.
But they made it work.
Yeah.
They made it work. The special guest voices are Adam West and Linda Ronstadt, and our normal guest stars, which are Phil Hartman. Like they still call him a guest star, but he's at this point in The Simpsons, he's there quite often. So
they call Marsha Wallace a guest star like until she dies. So
yeah. Written by Jon Vitti and directed by Jim Reardon. Is right before I get into the history of our little time capsule. Episode's called Mr. Plow in North America, spelled Plow. In the UK, New Zealand, and Australia, spelled Plowugh. Just
so wrong. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. You guys love U's, and I think I know why a lot of them don't exist in America. And this could be a total myth, but I'm just going to really quickly go tangential and say that in early America, the print press cost by the letter. And most of the words were still pronounced the same without a U in it. So that's that. And again, that could just be totally a wives' tale. I'm not a historian, but from what I understand, a lot of the U's were removed in America because it was just more expensive. Color is still pronounced the same without a U. It doesn't look any different.
Yeah.
So.
I heard it was like to differentiate themselves after the war of independence or something.
We're America, fuckers. Yeah, we ain't put no U in that shit.
Be a bit different, I think.
Nay, bore.
But no, I didn't know plow was spelled different. Like,
I didn't either.
It's getting more blurred these days. I think there's some things that I spell the American way, and I didn't know I was spelling it the American way.
I'm the same way. I spell gray with an E. And that pops up on spell check, and it's like, that's not how you spell gray.
It tells you
it's not how you spell gray here, but it is a more attractive way to spell gray.
I think the American way is kind of coming over to the UK a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I think stuff bleeds. It's like here in Canada, because we're so used to seeing things from everywhere. I know plow, Plowugh. I also know it plow, Plow.
I would have said Plow. That's what I would have said. I didn't know we had a different way of saying it. I didn't know.
As we slowly morph into a third world country, we are happy to see our colloquialisms and spelling of things seep out into the world, so that I was gonna say, so that our memory will survive once we're gone.
Yeah. Back in this day on November 19th in 1992, it was a Thursday. Okay, here are some key events. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was released for Sega Genesis. Bosnia declared independence from Yugoslavia.
Yugoslavia doesn't even exist anymore in your stupid face.
Yeah, which would and there was a fire in the Windsor Castle. Apparently, I did not know that, but there you go. The fire actually occurred on the 20th, but we do the week anyway. So there you go. The number one song in America is.
I'm sorry. Which one is the America one? I just put them both on there. I don't remember which. I have them both. I just. Is it "Talk to an Angel"?
Yes.
Tell me. Took the air out of that. The way I feel about someone so fine. How do you talk to an angel? How do you hold her close to where you are? The problem with that song is I can only imagine the music video, and this dude is trying so hard to be James Dean in the music video that's not funny.
Oh yeah.
It's still
Yeah,
got a bit
and
of that 80s ballad sound a little bit.
Yes,
It's
yes,
like in
it
this
yes.
does,
transitory
doesn't
period
it?
where the
I
90s.
have a
Yes.
raspy voice, so listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. As far as
Which I
I know,
don't
that was a
mind.
one-hit
But yeah.
wonder for that guy too. Like when I looked it up, but it was funny because I saw the video and I clicked the link to listen to it. I was like, "Oh, I know this song," because like I didn't like it wasn't one of those ones that clicked right away for me. You know, I was just like, "Oh,
Both
I
of
know
these songs were number one last week too. I didn't have to change anything.
that."
That's
I
how
don't.
forgettable it is that you listened to
That's
it
how
last week. You're like,
forgettable it
how am
is.
I going to
Yeah,
know this song?
yeah, and then the one in the UK is.
Into my eyes, can't you see they're open wide? Would I lie to you, baby? Would I lie to you? Oh yeah, don't you know it's true, girl? There's no one else but you. Would I lie to you, baby? Yeah.
And of course, that is by Ebenezer Good.
I love how we all knew that song the other week or whatever, but it was like, who the hell sings it? Like,
Right.
Yeah, that's a fantastic song. Is it Eddie and something? Is it?
I am so impressed that you even had one word of that because everybody we've pitched that to has been like, I don't know.
No, it's a
I
great
don't
song.
know
They were. I
anything.
think
It's
they
like,
were a
I
bit
know
of
the
one hit wonder,
song.
but
Is
it
it
was a great
Charles
song.
and Eddie? Charles
I
and
think
Eddie?
it
Is that
is.
what it is?
I think it
Yeah,
is.
that's what it
It's-
is. It's Charles and
That
Eddie. There
video
we go.
used to be on rotation on like VH1 or whatever back in the day. I remember on the music channel.
To be fair, it's a bop.
That
It's
song
a
was
bop.
number one in America for 1 week. 3
Right.
weeks ago, it was our number one, and then that happens a lot where it'll be number one in America, and then it'll we'll go 2 weeks in, and then it'll become the number one song in the UK, and then
Yeah. And the number one movie is Unforgiven, apparently, which I think it's been like Unforgiven. Then maybe I think something else slipped in front of Unforgiven for like a week,
Why
and
am
then
I
it
not
went back to Unforgiven or something like that. So like Unforgiven's doing one of those box office battles with some of the other movies that
Who
dropped,
stars?
so.
Who stars in Unforgiven? Do you know?
But Jesse guessed it right one day, and I keep forgetting.
Oh, that's because last week you were like, "Oh, it's this movie next week," and I
I
was
just
like,
looked
"I
it
don't
up,
know
yeah.
shit about that movie, but if I had to guess, I could probably tell you who the main actor is." And you're like, "Okay, go." And I said
Delicious.
Clint Eastwood, and you were like, "Oh yes." So
yeah, it's like Clint
Yeah,
Eastwood and
yeah.
all them. It's
here, I'll
Kate
give you
Hudson,
a quick
Morgan Freeman.
synopsis. We've got retired. I'll give you this one. Ready? Retired Old West gunslinger Will Money reluctantly takes on one last job to avenge an injustice with the help of his old partner and a young would-be gunman calling himself the Schofield Kid. Rated R.
That was good. I like that. Yeah, it's like Clint Eastwood, and I think is Gene Roddenberry in it or something like that. There's a bunch of those guys,
Morgan
and
Freeman. Yeah.
they do.
It's
yeah,
100% a movie you would have watched with your dad. Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's one of
It's
the
that movie.
movies of all time.
It's like no one here watched Shawshank Redemption on their own when they were a kid. You watched that shit with your dad, or your uncle, or you know what I mean? Like that. That's
Yeah.
a
Watch
very
it with
that
someone.
movie is perfect, and it's a masterpiece, but it has
mhm.
nothing but dad energy coming off it. From
Yeah, it's dad core. Yeah.
It is dad core. Yes.
as a 38-year-old father, I'm gonna go watch Shawshank after this.
No, it's got to be one of the best movies.
I think just really quickly, I think it's interesting because when it first came out in the box office, it did not do great, but then like subsequently, it was like a real slow burner where people came to it.
TBS and TNT.
There were so many fantastic movies. I think that came out that summer. I think that was part of it.
Yeah, I think that happens in the movie world sometimes, right? It's like movies get buried by like action movies or comedies or something like that, and then some of those dramas, people are like, I don't want to watch the drama when I can watch people shoot each other in the face, you know. When I can watch some college kids trying to get laid and getting too drunk, I'm gonna go watch that. Okay.
I put off watching Shawshank Redemption for a long time because I thought it's going to be so depressing, but it's not that.
It's actually really hopeful, right? Like
it's not that heavy. It's not as somber.
That hope energy behind it.
I just went and saw The Life of Chuck yesterday. The new Stephen King adaptation, which is not horror at all. It's another one of those where it's very much like just deep and beautiful.
Right, because he's got a bunch of those, doesn't he? Like non-horrors. Yeah.
Fantastic. It was fantastic. Everybody go see it.
Is it
well,
you?
and Mike Flanagan directed it
you
too,
knew.
so it's just
right. Okay.
And you get a little Matthew Lillard in there. Nick Offerman narrates.
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I will tell you guys this because I've been making people watch Matthew Lillard movies in my Discord. Okay, so I'm gonna let
13
everybody.
Ghosts, top of the list.
We watched it yesterday or Friday. We watched it Friday.
Yeah.
we watched Scream. We watched 13 Ghosts.
Parents are gonna kill me, man.
Looking
Right?
up 13 Ghosts.
I'm dying. You stabbed me too deep. I'm dying here. And
Feel
stuff.
a little
Anyway.
woozy here, man.
Yeah, I feel a little woozy here. That's it. Hackers. Okay, I love Hackers. I love him in Hackers too. I'm sorry. As a teenage girl, I had the biggest crush on Matthew Lillard. That man could have done no wrong in the world. Every
I'm
movie
sorry. As a teenage boy, I had the heterosexual had the largest crush on Matthew. Yeah, same.
Right?
Dude.
Like I watched the Scooby Doo movies, not because I gave a shit about Scooby Doo, but I was like, oh look, it's Matthew Lillard as Shaggy, the best Scooby Doo character, because he's
Zoink, Scoob! This is like totally a movie for you, Kristen.
Right. And even when I was older, I was watching something because I hadn't seen him in anything for a while. And then he appeared in an episode of Criminal Minds, I think it was. And I was like, yes, he's older now. That's fine. But he still sounds like Matthew Lillard. And look at him, it's Matthew Lillard. And I got so excited. Like
go way back, SLC Punk.
Yes. Like I like him. And I think he's one of those actors for me that like being funny seems to come really easy to him too. Like even like it doesn't feel like he works for it. It feels like it just comes to him. And
he's also kind of one of those guys that did the work early to where you just always see him as funny. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
It's like
But
you
he
put
also
Will
makes a
Ferrell
really
in
good-
something and you're going to be like, oh, okay, he's going to be funny in it. Even if he's not meaning to be, it's going to come off as unintentionally hilarious.
But also legitimately he's really good at playing scary bad guys too. Like he is but I'm also gonna say like that seems to be a thing with a lot of like people that lean towards the funny side of acting. Like Robin Williams does really good serious disturbed.
Watched 1 hour photo last week.
Yeah,
fantastic movie. I think there's a connection actually, as you're saying with comedy and like sinister
and
horror.
Horror, thriller, whatever. Like there's a
I think
there's a thing there.
Comedians, it's like they're great at observation skills. They're great at like some great psychology skills. They got some sort of intelligence there, and I think that can translate to like
the most
making you
timing.
unsettled.
Yeah, good timing too, right?
Yeah.
You know, so and it's like it seems to be prevalent. Like the more and more that some of those comedians get out there and do stuff like the Jordan Peele movies and like even like Ben Stiller doing Severance and stuff like that, which is super. It's got some comedy in there, but it's super thrillery and stuff, and he does it well. You know,
I just watched a Ben Stiller directed movie last night, Tropic Thunder.
Did you? I love. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Tropic Thunder is one of my like favorite. Like I don't know what to watch and I'm in a bad mood. I'm gonna put on Tropic Thunder.
It had been so long, and I'm like, oh, it was Tom Cruise when he was like still not totally a Scientologist. He was having fun.
Yeah, he came and had fun on that one. And
he's not a he wasn't a robot
I didn't know he
yet.
was in it. Right.
Yeah,
he's in a fat suit.
Yeah, he's in a fat
Really?
suit, and
Right.
and they weren't gonna do him in it. Like they didn't ask him to be in it. He went and auditioned for the role of that guy to be the fat suit guy.
I can't remember his last name.
Wow.
Less something.
And he had to submit an audition tape, and then everybody there apparently was just like, well.
The entire end credits are Tom Cruise dancing in a fat suit.
Yeah.
And end credits roll over that.
Yeah. And then people were like, saw the audition. They're like, I think we need to do this with Tom Cruise, but make him not look like Tom Cruise. Right.
That's probably why I didn't know he was in it.
Yeah. And I do love, what's his face? The guy that plays Ben Stiller's agent. Why am I Matthew McConaughey in it too?
Yeah.
I got you, TiVo.
Yeah. In Vietnam.
He's such a good. He's such a good agent, showing up to Vietnam with a TiVo for his client.
He almost took the G5 though. Let's be honest.
Right? G5, baby. It's that movie's got so many iconic moments, and I'm sorry, everything that Robert Downey Jr. does in that movie.
Yeah, I'm just a man who's playing another man that's playing another man. I'm pretty lost in here.
I'm pretty lost. I don't even know what I'm doing. Yeah, you are pretty fucking lost.
Kangaroo Jack, get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah, it's just there's so many good parts in that movie that are just they're totally magic.
Also, the rap name Al Pacino.
And he promotes his drink Booty Sweat and Bust a Nut.
Bust a Nut bars and Booty Sweat energy drinks. Yes.
Anyways, we're getting sidetracked. We'll have to watch Tropic.
We've never done that here. I'm sorry. That's new for us.
Welcome to our very serious show. So when the episode opens, we're taken right away, and I think I got you a sound clip for this too. Do you want to just play the sound clip for us?
Do I ever?
Live from Hawaii's beautiful Molokai Island. We're not just for lepers anymore. It's Carnival of the Stars. I'm your host, Troy McClure. You may remember me from such films as The Erotic Adventures of Hercules and Dial M for Murderousness. Tonight we'll see Angela Lansbury walk on hot coals. Excitement, she wrote.
How could someone abuse their body that way?
Of course.
Brilliant.
So that's how we opened. Homer's in the bar at Moe's watching the TV, and that's what's on the TV. Of course, Cavalcade of Stars is a reference to the Circus of Stars.
Can I give you a quick, just a couple? I'll give you like the top 10 names on IMDb.
Yes.
John Forsythe, Jean-Pierre Aumont, Jack Cassidy, George Hamilton. Where did my scroller go here? Bernadette Peters, Marty Allen, Ed Asner, Billy Barty, Karen Black. It's like Linda Carter, Gary Collins. I want to watch Circus of Stars.
I remember some Circus of Stars stuff, or like it being on TV a little bit.
It says it aired from 77 to 94.
94, yeah. So I do remember some of it. I remember there was one, I think, or like when a couple years later they did like a special or something like that, because I remember Zach from Saved by the Bell was in it. Like, so
oh yeah.
like, so like it was like a re going back. That's really bad phrasing, but you get me.
Yeah.
I do love that the island's not just for lepers anymore as well.
Yeah,
Well, that's a good thing. Yeah.
Good.
It's not just for lepers. Anyways, Homer's watching Cavalcade of Stars in Moe's bar, and he does say, "How can someone abuse their body like that?" And we see Moe picking up the empty like pickled egg jar.
Brine? Yeah.
And he's about to leave, and Homer's basically like, "Where you going with that? Bring it here. I'm all about the egg brine." And he starts chugging it. This is also when we find out some more stuff about the Cavalcade of the Stars. There's a soon-to-be movie of the week, I think, about someone's drug overdose. Is that what?
Yeah. I think it's like his Percodan addiction.
Oh, Krusty's Percodan addiction.
Yes,
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Smits will be playing him. I love that Jimmy Smits has been such a fixture in the world for so long that like even The Simpsons in 1992 is ripping on Jimmy Smits.
Yeah.
Jimmy Smits. You know what I mean? Like he's everywhere. And it's funny because I was watching something the other day and he was in it too. I think, what was it? Sons of Anarchy or whatever, because he's in some of the episodes of that or whatever. And I was just like, wow, you really do just pop up.
What was he famous for at this
everywhere.
time? What would he have been famous for?
Wasn't it one of the legal shows or legal?
I'm gonna look real quick.
You
right
look it
about
up.
now, he would have been
Right about now. Sorry, I'm sorry. Right ahead, I just started hearing Fat Boy Slim in my head. It's because you said right. Anyway,
I mean, I'm looking at just go ahead. None of this is like crazy huge movies. Jimmy Smits, I think, was kind of a deep cut at this point because all of his huge shit was coming after this.
Yeah, but I think he was on a TV show too at the time.
Oh, he was for sure
Yeah.
in stuff, but I'm looking at it and going like, yeah, none of that's like,
Yeah, it's not like
whoa,
yeah. But yeah, so I think he was like on one of the legal shows. I don't know if he was a lawyer or a cop.
Yeah, he was on NYPD
remember.
Blue.
That's it. That's
yeah.
it. He was on NYPD
for 90 episodes, and then he was on 37 episodes of The West Wing.
There we go.
Right.
He is so I guess he is kind of a deep cut, like.
Yeah, because those weren't until the like 2000s. So
yeah, and I also think he was always seen as kind of handsome. So I think the thing of him playing Krusty the Clown is kind of funny, right? So Krusty the Clown's gonna go do some stuff with some white Bengal tigers or whatever, or snow tigers, and basically Bart implies that they're eating him. He's like, they're gonna be chewing on him for a
He
while.
just turns the TV off at that point, I think.
Yeah, he
He's
changes
like,
the
"Whatever,
channel and we get the Mr. B Man. We get the Mr. B.
that's
the
not
B-Man
enough.
guy.
That's not enough for Bart anymore. Also, that's the second white tiger attack we've seen, because the other one was the White Tiger guys. Why can't I think of their names?
It's funny because he
Yeah.
seems to love Krusty and be really protective of him sometimes, or defensive of him. So
Yeah.
it's weird to see him be so callous and being like
Cal is like,
mauled
he's
to
getting
death
eaten.
by tigers.
It's like, he'll be
Siegfried
all
and Roy. That's what they're
That's
called.
it. Yes,
Siegfried
yes.
and Roy.
They basically predicted the Siegfried and Roy attack.
Yes, it's true. Marge. So everybody's at home, or like the Simpson family is at home watching Cavalcade of Stars. Homer's at the bar watching it. It's snowing outside, so Marge crawls over to the bar to basically be like, "Homie, come home. It's snowing really hard outside." Homer doesn't want to come home because Alan Thicke's Canadian. I'm just going to point that out.
Yep.
Is throwing knives. And also wrote the theme song for Different Strokes and sung it.
Right.
Isn't he throwing knives at Ricky Ricardo?
I think so. Because the world don't move to the Ricardo Montalban. To the beat of just one drum.
What is right for you may not be right for some.
And then they also imply that he like nails Ricardo Montalban with a knife, because you hear it and he says, "Sorry, Ricardo." Homer tries to drive home. It's really, really snowy. Rick and Marty are on the radio being like, making bad snow puns, including "I snow what you mean."
You're dead weight, Rick. Or you're dead weight, Marty. Bill, not Rick and Marty, Bill and Marty. Homer's having a hard time seeing while he drives home. The snow's piling up on his window. He's got the fog thing happening. He's swerving all over the road. It does actually seem like a dangerous night to be driving. And then suddenly, After leaving the bar.
After leaving the bar.
Yeah.
Then suddenly, out of nowhere, a car appears, and Homer hits it and hits his head, like hits it good enough that he smacks his head on the steering wheel. And I mean, evidently, I don't think he has no air safety bag.
Well, also, we're going to learn later that those blows to the head mean basically nothing to Homer.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It deploys super late, so his car is just shit. And at first he's really relieved because he's like, "Hey, at least the other guy's car got it as good as mine did." And then he finds out that it's Marge's car and that things are kind of not great. Marge and the kids open the door and they see because obviously they heard the car crash, right? And they're just kind of standing at the door shocked. And Homer does the iconic "don't," because
Because why not?
yeah. So then the next day we see a tow truck. So this is the next morning, and we see a tow truck trying to like pull the two cars apart. I'm just gonna say, like, I am looking at this right now. Okay, I'm looking at it. Marge's car is unsavable. Okay, like the entire back seat is gone.
You're not an auto body shop. What do you know? I don't trust your opinion. I want a second one.
And the cars are so like fused together from it that when the tow truck takes the cars away, it actually like it only picks up Homer's car, but it takes both. like that's how that's how fused they are together. Did I can't remember. Did I give you a sound clip for this next part?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, before I give you the check, one more question. This place Moe's you left just before the accident, this is a business of some kind?
Don't tell him you were at a bar. But what else is open at night? It's a pornography store. I was buying pornography. I would have never thought of that.
Brilliant.
It's his own mind.
I mean, I guess if you're trying to get an insurance check for two cars that you wrecked, like admitting to pornography probably is the better call.
Better than
right?
Drinking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I wasn't drinking and driving, I was getting porn.
That's perfectly not illegal, so
It's true. It's very true. Anyways, we see Homer trying to hitchhike and stuff like that. Because what do you do when you ain't got a car, right? Luckily, a watermelon farmer, I guess, which seems weird in the middle of winter.
Well, he could be a pig farmer too.
Could be a pig farmer, except he's got the one, I guess it's his favorite pig that rides up front with him because if he rides in the back, he'll eat the melons. So Homer has to ride in the back, and Homer eats
Eating
all
the
the
melons,
melons.
yeah. You can't trust a pig in the back. Yeah.
No. um, but Homer's off to a car place called Crazy Vaclav's Place of Automobiles, so you know it's quality. Okay, I'm just right there. You know it's quality.
Put it in H.
And we see Homer in like a very tiny European car. It's got like a fly on the hood for like, you know, like where like a cool hood ornament would be. It's a fly. Um, and Homer's in there, squished in there with his knees like up around his shoulders, and the salesman is informing him that that car will get 300 hectares on a single tank of kerosene. And I love it. And I love that when we see the all his like dashboard stuff, like it's like letters like H and M and W or C or whatever, like they completely insane. And Homer asks like, where's this car from? And he's just like, it no longer exists. Like it's from a place that no longer exists, but take it for a test drive, right?
And you'll agree, Zagreb non zlotik diev.
Yes. And that's when he starts pushing, the guy comes up behind Homer and starts pushing it, because obviously the car doesn't start automatically, and he's just like, put it in H. I think sometimes it's funny because the vehicles in North America, the vehicles in America are the biggest. Okay, they actually make them larger than everybody else's. The vehicles
I've seen
Canada,
them parked in European parking spots, like a Ford F-150, and I was like, okay, it's tiny.
Those kind of cars are getting more common over here, like those trucks.
They are getting more common over there.
Like, you never used to see them at all, but now you see them like every day.
And treacherous on some of the roads, because your guys' roads are not built for them.
No, they're not. No, especially being in Italian or city. Yeah.
I have definitely been walking down the road and I'm like, oh my God, here comes a big like North American style one. It's gonna hit me. The mirror's gonna hit me. I gotta like squish off to the side because they're not like, some of those roads are not made for it. But like in Canada, some of our models are slightly smaller than the American one.
Oh,
not a lot, just some of them will be slightly shorter or slightly less wide, but only a little bit.
It just feels like such an American thing. Like, well, because ours are just bigger. That's why.
Yeah.
I suppose that's what they want. Yeah.
Pretty much. But yeah, like there are some genuinely very tiny European models.
Y'all could have the F-145. We'll keep the F-150.
50, yeah. Anyways, I guess Homer did not go for that interesting car that gets 300 hectares to a tank of kerosene, and he heads off to the Springfield Auto Show, where they salute the American worker, now 61% drug free.
Yes, thank goodness. Hey, you want to know my depth of dedication, though? I tried to translate Zagreb Ebnom Zlotiktiev, and it is not a language. That's just
it is not a language.
Okay. Just so you know, just for fun.
Just so we know. It looks like the car show has all the normal things car shows have, including, models that stand with the car. And I love that they do this bit, because it doesn't have to just be with like things in this situation. It's like, there are just certain jokes that in certain situations people will tell to the worker or the model or whoever is standing there, and it will get told 1,000 times.
I worked retail for 15 years, buddy. I know these lines. Doesn't have a price tag. Guess that means it's free.
Yeah.
Listen to me right now. We all hate you. We all hate you.
I think it's extra annoying because there's a tiny part of them that kind of means it, like a little part of them that
like they're trying to be funny, like, right? Yeah. I worked at IKEA when the commercial came out where the chick acts like she's gotten such a good deal that she must be stealing, and the receipt must be wrong, and she starts screaming, "Start the car!" and running to her car. I worked during that commercial. I hated every other customer because they would all do it. They get their receipt, look at it. Oh my God, that's start the car. And I'm like, fucking start your car, okay? I'll start your car for you. I think by the second day of that commercial airing, I literally almost wrote a hand note and put it on my till, being like, do not say this. I will cancel. Look at
she was doing reverse robberies. She's
Like
like
like when you
sliding notes to the customers. What's
like
this?
when
Don't say the line.
when you work at a place like IKEA at the beginning of a summer, which is when they put out their new catalog every year, it gets really, really busy. You don't need every other customer telling you to start the car,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my rant. Um, of course, there's a win a free car thing, and the model there, she's beautiful. She's got the long blonde hair. They have given her the Lurleen type of treatment where her features are not quite as exaggerated as most Simpsons character features. They make her quote unquote pretty or cute. She got some lipstick on, yada yada. A little curvier than most. Anyway, Homer, of course, is entering the draw for the free car, and of course he says, "Do you come with the car?" And she laughs and is all like, "Ah, you," in that airheady, giggly thing, right? And then the next guy comes up, "Do you come with the car?" "Oh, you." I like that she never. It seems like she just says the exact same thing every time. Like she's just on repeat. Like not. It's all right. She's good. We see Bart in the Bonnie and Clyde death car. Bang, 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 because who doesn't want to be in the death car pretending to get shot? This is just as we've been like going through these, we have really, really found out that really in Bart's heart of hearts, he wants to just be like a homeless, crazy.
He wants to be a degenerate.
Drug and booze field degenerate. And he's good with living fast and dying hard. Like this is his dream.
Yeah.
As an ex-true crime podcast host, I will tell you that the Bonnie and Clyde car was shot approximately 130 times.
Right.
So
There
their
we
depiction
go.
of it is like not that inaccurate. It was
Yeah.
shredded.
It
Wow.
was shredded.
Didn't know.
Yeah, it was shredded. Homer walks up to him and he's like, that car belonged to Bonnie and Clyde. Show a little respect. Bart kind of sulks, hits the dashboard, and money falls out. So there you go. Lisa's over at the Fourth Reich motor. We're at Fourth Reich Motors since 1946, and watching the presentation they're giving over there about their tireless safety engineers testing out the cars. And we see what at this time is a pretty a sight we're all used to see is the cars doing the crash test dummy.
Crash test dummies used to have commercials in the 90s.
Yeah, right. Like it is, and we see this, and they're talking about how they test over 1,000 cars per year, and we see a car in slow motion hitting a wall. The dummies fly everywhere. We watch the door open from the car, and one of the dummies starts crawling away, and Lisa's like, "Hey, that's not a dummy," and the guy's like, "Show's over," closes the window.
The balls on them to call that vehicle manufacturer the Fourth Reich is just
it's pretty big. And the guy there, he's got the German accent and everything. Like they went
yes.
They gave him a specific kind of look as well.
They did. And
I'm
since
surprised his
1946,
mustache wasn't smaller.
And since so like they went all in on that bit. We cut to Homer, who's by I think it's the like a crusty hot dog cart type of vehicle. I think he's by, but then he sees the Batmobile, right?
Yeah.
And I think
Hey, kids, Batman!
Dad, that's not the real Batman.
Of course I'm Batman. See, here's a picture of me with Robin.
Who the hell's Robin?
Oh, I guess you're only familiar with the new Batman movies. Michelle Pfeiffer? Ha. The only true Catwoman is Julie Newmar, Lee Merriweather, or Eartha Kitt. And I didn't need molded plastic to improve my physique. Pure West. And how come Batman doesn't dance anymore? Remember the Bat to see? Yo, hey, yeah.
Nice meeting you. Just keep moving. Don't make eye contact.
Of course, this is like the first Adam West cartoon appearance that we
yeah,
get to
Family
see.
Guy fans. Before he was Mayor West.
Yeah. But of course, for Fox, this is the kind of the start of a whole like Adam West like legacy thing where he goes on to do a bunch of Family Guy. I think he appears on The Simpsons again at some point as well,
Right,
and
okay.
kind of opens him up to a whole new generation of people that like their parents watched Adam West, but maybe you didn't, and now you know who he is, and he's iconic.
I have a couple of facts for this Adam West scene, if you don't mind.
Please.
The Batusi was a real dance the Batman did on more than one episode. It's a play on the Watusi. Anybody who's interested. When Adam West is shown, the camera changes to a Dutch angle, which is very often used in the Adam West Batman show. Dutch angle, just basically for anybody, that's where your horizon line isn't parallel with the bottom of the screen. So think a diagonal shot. And lastly, I thought I had one more. Nope, I didn't. They don't recognize him because of Michael Keaton, in case anybody wasn't picking up on that one. That's Batman to them.
Yeah, because for those of us who are around the same age as The Simpsons at this time, we know Batman as Michael. Unless you grew up in a house like me, who my mom freaking loved Batman.
I was just going to say, I watched a lot of Pow Whap Bam Batman.
Yeah, I was very exposed to all of that. Yeah, because my mom loved him, and my mom's favorite Batman.
Adam West was a sexy motherfucker.
Right, my mom's favorite Batmans were George Clooney and Val Kilmer because they were the ones where he was the most like Adam West Batman. So there you go.
Which is funny because those are two of the Batmans that I feel like people don't love the most. I just feel like they don't get the love. Maybe they're not hated, but
they're supposed to be campy and silly and
you don't do Tim Burton Batman and
like I do appreciate the Batman and Robin for the campiness.
I like all of the Batman.
You don't take it too serious.
Exactly. The people that hate on Forever or Batman and Robin, that's exactly what I think. I'm like, you're taking Batman way too fucking seriously.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Christopher Nolan, chill out and try to enjoy some of the Dark Knight. Okay.
Yeah.
Which those are great too. But shit, man,
Great
it's
in a
got to be
different
fun
way.
sometimes. Yes.
Yeah. I prefer the campy, cartoony. Like I love the Tim Burton ones, and I love the Tim Burton-esque ones. Like I like all those ones that are
motherfucker. Arnold Schwarzenegger says, "Nice to meet you."
Right?
Come on, I need that.
I know. How can you not love that? How can you not love that? Like, what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. How can you not think that's cool?
Like the Poison Ivy. Like I love Poison Ivy, and I love the Riddler, and like Jim Carrey and all that, and all of those. Like I know maybe they're not perfect movies by a lot of standards.
They are misunderstood.
Fun. They're fun. Okay, just go watch them and have fun, which is really hard for people to do. I know, but go watch them and have fun. But as they back away, Homer discovers a new thing at the car show, which is this glorious red plow truck. Like, and it's literally like one of those plows. It's like a pickup truck with like a plow on the front, which there are several of those in my neighborhood when it snows. Homer immediately starts daydreaming of being at the White House, and on the White House lawn, there's a bunch of people picketing, saying like, destroy all the signs. Some of the signs say, forget the Alamo, destroy all the trees. I dislike Ike. What was one of the other ones? There's some that you can't see what they say, but I kind of want to imagine that I know. Pay me not to work. Stop this crazy something that starts with a TH. Bring back something. I wish I knew what that one was. And stop everything now. Like they're great. They're just like they're just the general, like I dislike, like they're just like general issues. Like Homer can't even imagine real ones. It's just general whatever he might have seen kind of roaming around the TV.
Fun fact about the plow, it's a Komatsu Motors plow, which is the company that purchased Herb's Powell Motors after it went bankrupt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like
they
that.
do operate out of Springfield because that's where
right.
Yeah.
That's real lore right there.
Yeah, I like that. That's some lore tie-in. So we see Homer talking to President Bush, who is worried about his valuable artworks that are hidden inside the White House, and he needs to sneak them out.
It's like National Treasure before National Treasure.
Yes. And then Homer says, "Don't worry, Mr. President. Those young people are about to get a dose of reality," and just starts plowing through them all, like clearing the way. And he's very happy, and he's chuckling to himself. But then as he comes out of his daydream, he remembers that he can't afford it. And that's when the salesman said, of course you can. Like, this thing will pay for itself. You just go pave the driveway, plow the driveways and stuff. Immediately, right? Can we all just recognize that immediately? This either means that Homer is going to have 2 jobs, or he's just going to not go to work at the power plant for a while, which is also a source of money.
It's called a side hustle, Kristen. I do it all the time. Also, really quickly, before we get too far, some of the signs that you couldn't read. Stop this crazy thing is what you got there. Bring back Sea Hunt, which is a television show about a scuba diver from 1958 to 1961. And I think that's all. I think those are the only 2 you didn't get.
Those are the ones that you can't really see.
Disgruntled office seeker.
Okay, there we go. Just that's beautiful. Homer's worried about what his, like, kind of tells the guy, like, I would have to check with my wife, and the guy's like, you know, the like you
it's like what you do to your friend in the 8th grade when they get their first girlfriend and say they've got to go do something with her. Yeah, cool, dude.
There's Homer does show some like self-awareness. He's like, "You think I'm going to buy a $20,000 truck just because you make that noise?" And then he does it. He's like, "Okay, well, I'll buy it." So it's like he has the self-awareness. He just chooses to ignore it.
He was almost there.
Yeah,
he was almost there.
Also, $20,000 for a brand new pickup with a specialty attachment. What a time to be alive.
That's not bad, right? So Homer decides to get it. Marge that night is not overly happy, right? She's like, I can't believe you decided to buy a plow. And but it's like, I think it's like, if you're gonna be mad at me every time I do something stupid,
just not do stupid things.
Yeah. And of course, like, Homer doesn't make the situation better because he goes to turn away or whatever and smacks his face into the door. DB has got a lot of prime Homer going on, right? So then we see Homer out there promoting the business. Like, he's got a flashy jacket that says Mr. Plow, so he's come up with a name. He's got Mr. Plow emblazoned on the side of the truck, and he's made flyers. You know, because back then flyers were a thing. Actually, I found out the other day when I went into the grocery store and then came back out, flyers are still apparently a thing, because there was a flyer on my truck and I was not impressed. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Take your flyer. Now I'm like, great. Now I have garbage.
I feel like they're probably making a comeback because like the internet and everything is so oversaturated.
I was just going to say,
print media could,
if for a little touch into my personal life, I do many things, but one of which is I am a realtor, and I find that I get contact way more off of business cards and flyers put in coffee shops than anything I do online.
It's tangible,
Yes.
Yeah.
But you have to give Homer like credit for the consistent brand marketing. He has a real kind of corporate identity. He's got like the logo, the jacket, the flyers, like everything is like really consistent, and he's really put the effort in. And so he did put the work in. Yeah,
we used to tell people, sync your shit. Sync your shit. All your social media, they need to be the same. Where's your name? Yeah, it's all sync your shit.
See, Homer knows. Homer understands this.
Yeah. We see Homer putting out lots of flyers, like just filling all these cars with flyers. Mr. Plow called Klondike 5. I can't remember what the rest of the numbers.
I think it's 3226.
Yeah. And he just finishes like the last car, and he's feeling good about himself. Look at all this work he did. And it's like, when they show it, it's like probably a couple hundred cars. And then the wind comes along and blows every single flyer onto the ground. And Homer starts picking them up, and that's when we hear Barney come in and be like, forget it, Homer, people don't read these things. And Barney is looking classy.
Just tell them Big Baby sent you.
He's outside a store called Lullabies. I'm gonna, like, what is it? Like, it looks like a disc, like a discounty type, because it's like part of the Lullabies thing is like a dollar sign, right? Like
it's either discounty or it's high end, right?
Yeah, one of the two, right? And Barney's out there handing out flyers dressed as a big baby, like in the snow. I love that he's out there in the winter in the snow in his bare feet.
Well, babies don't wear shoes, Kristen.
I know. With a diaper and a baby bonnet, handing out 20% off Lullabies.
He's like rock bottom. He's and at this point he's seeing Homer's doing quite well for himself. He's got the business and everything like that, and he's like saying, "Oh, tell him, big Mr. Baby sent you, whatever." And he's like, "Hang on a second," so that obviously ignites the spark.
Yes,
yeah, that's what I was gonna
right?
say. Is like they totally don't just hand it to you, but if you watch Barney, every time
He's
he
on
has
the
an
come up.
interaction with Homer, he's like, "Oh, I need to be a better person."
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Ma.
Yeah. I also love too that like after one guy tells Barney that he sickens him, a wind comes and blows Barney's diaper off. So now he's literally just running through the streets naked.
Until he sees his mom, apparently.
I mean, and then we go to the church, and like this is how hard Homer's working though to get this business to take off, right? He even gets himself a shot at giving like part of the prayer at church where he slips in a little advertisement for Mr. Plow at the end to call, and the number to call when there's too much snow or whatever is Klondike 53226. And Reverend Lovejoy is just like, that's really low, and Homer's like, not as low as our prices, and it gets taken away. Homer's working really like you said. Give Homer the props. He's really he's trying, right? I mean, he could be going to work at the power plant, but that's okay. We won't worry about that this week. We'll worry about the power plant next week. This week, it's all about plowing driveways. But he's inside. It's still snowing like crazy in Springfield. Homer's worried that he's going to lose his plow. And that's when Lisa comes up with the idea to try to buy some cheap commercial time on the local TV station. And she shows Homer.
Well, really quickly, I'll play it first, and then we'll get there.
Arr! 90 sea shanties on 3 compact discs. Blow the man down, mateys, blow the man down. Row, row, row your boat in the Navy. Come on and join your fellow man. Act now and get a bonus CD. Hornpipe Fever. Arr!
What I was going to say is it's funny that Homer's thing plays at like 3 a.m. because when Lisa wants to show him an example of the infomercial, it's clearly the middle of the afternoon. No problem. She flips it to channel 92 and gets a commercial.
It's like that's all that channel 92 does or something is play locally made infomercials.
Homer's budget only got him the 3 a.m. slot. He couldn't afford what Horatio McAllister puts out. He's got a restaurant and a CD of sea shanties.
Even the sea captain, though, he's getting in on the side hustle thing,
Yeah. That's true.
I mean,
like 2 episodes ago, Homer nearly broke him. So
he's got to come back from the all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. So next we see that it's almost time for the commercial. All the kids are all up. Homer is up. The kids look tired and like they actually do not give a shit. Like the look on their faces like, I just want to go to bed. It's 3:17 a.m. Who's watching TV at 3:17 a.m.? I will tell you who.
Alcoholics, the unemployable, and angry loners.
So anyways, they're all just waiting for the debut of the commercial, and finally there it is. And I do love that the commercial literally involves like all of the Simpson family, including Grandpa Simpson who plays Old Man Winter. I love that his costume is like a pair of red long johns, and he's got like ice cubes tied around his head.
Hey, my head hurts. I gotta go lay down.
And Homer kicks him or something, I'm sure.
Yeah, he kicks him. Get out of here.
He's Old Man Winter. He's just Homer's method. He stays in character.
Get out of here, Old Man Winter.
Yeah. I also like that Old Man Winter kicks snow towards the kids too. I do like that.
It's like the baseball disrespect. It's like, kick dirt over home plate.
Yeah. And I love when Homer comes in because he does really good at like posing for a second with his jacket on so everyone can see Mr.
Like
Plow.
Said, he's got the he knows. He's like the kind of guy that like has the label facing out when he takes a drink.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Like Homer is all over it. And anyway, so he throws Old Man Winter out.
Totally unnecessary kick.
It's a creative advert as well. It's
I would have watched it.
It's a bit cruel how they treat but the grandpa, but they're creative, they're dynamic.
But at least they let him out of the retirement castle for the day.
Like, let's all be honest. If you wandered across this commercial randomly on
100%.
TV,
I would assume that I had accidentally clicked onto Adult Swim or something.
right? But you would hope that there would be a follow-up commercial with more abuse to the old man Winter. Like we all would. We would all be waiting for it. We're like,
Just
let's see him
channel
kick
off
that
air.
old man again.
Just
you know?
channel off air.
And then I also like how a part of Homer's speech is like, are you tired of like heart attack inducing shoveling snow and having your hands cut off by snowblowers?
Losing your
Like,
hands in a snowblower?
so like he makes it seem just like they're like shoveling snow is the worst. And also, if you call now, you can get a free I love that he picked up on the free gift thing from the other infomercial. And he's like, if you call now, you can get a free t-shirt. And you can, like, you know, and I like right away we see Homer unroll a t-shirt. It is battered. It is not I don't remember it's on the t-shirt, but the t-shirt is beat up. Hang on, I got it.
It's an
Stockdale
old
for
voting
Veep.
thing or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah. I forgot to look up who Stockdale was, but if Jesse, you want to.
Yeah, I'm American, and I don't even know.
Yeah.
Also, we don't vote for vice president.
No,
Vice
you
president
don't.
is chosen by the president.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it would, which hasn't always been the case. So
Right.
it could have been this T-shirt could be so old that it was when you ran for
when
VP.
he got the t-shirt,
Right.
right?
Okay.
Right.
But James, it appears as if it would have been James Stockdale, who was a U.S. Navy admiral and aviator.
Oh,
Right, okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. I like that Homer also points out he could still surprise you. Like
Yeah.
the shirt's still super valuable or whatever, or relevant. Sorry, and then we go back to the commercial, which he did a quite lengthy commercial. Okay, it's not a short one. He paid for the whole thing. I like that Lisa's like, but how can I afford snow removal? It's so expensive. He's like, our prices are so low, you'll think I suffered brain damage.
I love that there's like the giggle afterwards.
Homer's
and of course,
maniacal giggle. Yeah.
Bart being Bart, you are fully licensed and bonded by the city, right? And shut up, boy. Yeah.
The side mouth.
The side mouth. And we get Homer's little violence towards Bart there. We haven't seen some good Homer Bart violence in a few episodes, to be honest with you. But we get a little bit there, and this is when we get the jingle for the first time.
Call Mr. Plow. That's my name. That name again is Mr. Plow.
It's so simple yet so memorable. You know?
Everybody knows that song, right? Like, you don't have to watch this episode.
Well,
for
remember when
decades.
Scotty was on a few episodes? She was like, oh, I really like the Mr. Plow episode. And Scotty walks around the house singing the song. My 9-year-old.
Yeah, Mr. Plow. That's my name. That name again is Mr. Plow. Anyways, so then Homer's like, now we just play the waiting game. But the waiting game sucks.
John Q. Driveway has his number.
Yeah, but the waiting game sucks. Let's play Hungry Hungry Hippos. The next day, we see Homer plowing the Quickie Mart, and the commercial worked. So apparently, I guess it makes sense that Apu might call him because maybe he's at work.
He's just
watching
always
it.
there, 24/7 at the Quickie Mart.
So that's fine. So he saves the Quickie Mart. I'd like to note the how much a beer suitcase of Duff costs at this time is $12.95. That's 24. I just want to, because once in a while when I see these signs, I do like to point out the price of Duff because I think it's interesting. So the price of Duff at this time is $12.95 for 24. And you can also play the jackpot to win. The Quickie Mart can stay open, which is great because Snake shows up to rob it.
Yes. Really quickly before we get too far from it, James Stockdale basically did Ross Perot a favor and became his VP candidate.
Oh.
Because he needed one and Ross Perot didn't have one. But James Stockdale is a retired vice admiral and a prisoner of war of Vietnam.
Oh, so like he has some stock.
Yes, but it said that basically it was like 3 weeks from the election and he has no campaign schedule, no rallies, and no self-important aides rushing about. No entourage following him from place to place. Simply a loyal man doing a favor to his good friend, a friend that happens to be running for president named Ross Perot.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, yeah, I'll run for you. I'm not doing anything though.
Yeah, it's like I'll just be there. Okay, I'm gonna. So
we get several Ross Perot jokes, and this is
It's just more Ross Perot.
Yeah,
jokes,
yeah,
really.
yeah, yeah. This is a Ross Perot adjacent joke.
Yeah. Then we see Homer swing by the retirement castle. I do love the sign outside the retirement castle that says thank you for not discussing the outside world. We see a bunch of the seniors at the door proclaiming we're free.
They don't really want to go anywhere.
They don't want to go anywhere. But so they all go back inside. They're cold and frightened. They're cold and frightened before they go back inside.
I'm cold and frightened.
We cut to the school where Principal Skinner is pacing and Willie's there, and I believe it's Martin shows up. Yeah, Martin shows up. Because Martin, I mean, of all the children of Springfield, of course it would be Martin
Lisa.
that dons snowshoes and goggles and the whole 9 yards to get to school.
His Albert Einstein lunchbox. Kids have Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. His Einstein on it.
Einstein. And I do love that Principal Skinner is like, we might have to close school today. As a side note, when I was a kid, if it was a snow day, but you had gone to school because the schools reckoned most of our parents work, they were like, we'll call your parents. Like, I remember very distinctly one time because there was maybe for the whole elementary school, maybe about 20 of us showed up, made it to school, and they were like, we will call your parents, but chances are kids were watching movies and playing in the gym all day. And I think by the end of the day, there were maybe 40 of us there from the whole school. Like, it just took some extra kids, but they kept it open because they're like, your parents are working.
I came from an area that it never snowed, but school got canceled a few times a year because of fog.
Oh, yeah, because it got really dense fog.
Yeah, I lived in a valley. So
yeah. So like my school, they were just like, well, you guys are stuck here anyway because you guys made it. And then once I figured that out,
congratulations, idiots! Now here's Homeward Bound, an incredible journey.
Yeah. So then once I figured that out as a kid, if it snowed outside, I would drag ass so bad.
100%.
Like, I would just be like moving like a slug towards the door. My mom's like, go start walking to school. I'm like, I'm going.
Great. Now that tearjerker's over, here is Ernest Scared Straight. Okay, I actually like this one. Shut up, guys. Shut up.
We watched Willy Wonka a lot too, like the Gene Wilder one. We watched that a lot too at my school on the snow days, and inevitably, what was that movie that was played? I think it was played at an Olympics or an expo or something like. No, it was played at an expo, but it was like made for IMAX. But they did a VHS release of it, and it's just like colors. Like, it was just like it was people dressed up as colors and stuff, and it was just supposed to be really good for IMAX.
It was like the Olympic opening ceremony.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be for IMAX, so they released it on VHS.
Yeah, we did,
and we watched it on CRT TVs.
Yeah, and once in a while there would be like some like anti-drug or no smoking video thrown on in between. But like, hey, everybody, go to the bathroom. We'll put on this 20-minute movie. Like, we'll see you in a couple minutes. You know, like that was. I don't
Neil,
know.
you're muted.
Cool.
Oh, I've been muted for like 5-10 minutes.
No, it hasn't been that long. It hasn't been.
Is it not?
I think it was when you stood up.
I think I didn't hit the button, but I think the screen refreshed or something. And I think it maybe reset. Yeah,
good eyes catching that though,
no,
Jesse.
That's good. You caught that. The cat was just going crazy, so I had to shut the door.
Jesse, it's okay. Jesse knows all about cats and dogs.
You saw the pups rush out of here because my kid
just wanting my attention. He doesn't want anything. He doesn't need anything.
He knows that you need something right now.
He knows that I'm engaged in a different activity. Yeah. When I start talking to people, that's when he starts saying, pay attention to me. So he's spoiled.
So anyways, Martin gets to school, but Mr. Plow comes through, clearing the road for the school bus to get to school, and Skinner makes sure to stop Bart and tell him, like, thanks to your dad, we won't miss a minute of school, and all the bullies and everybody on the bus is really impressed, and Bart gets pelted by many a snowball because nobody is happy about this.
It's a shame for Bart.
I know. I love the one kid at the end that, like, after Bart's down, that one kid that walks up and just like winds up and like spikes it into him, Cut to outside the okay, first off, since they get winter, we have seen in other episodes that they get winter in Springfield. Okay, I just want to point that out really, really quick. I'm sorry, I know this is but anyway, we have seen they get winter in Springfield. because there's also that episode like last season where there were polar bears. Anyway, they don't have city plows in Springfield, I guess. They depend on businesses to do the plowing. Anyway, Homer gets the key to the city is where we're going with that. Mr. Plow has made it possible for people to get to where they're going, and without resorting to public transportation or carpooling, because that is the worst.
Two terrible
That's
things.
what I was literally going to let you get to this point before I said they don't have public transportation. They don't carpool. What makes you think they would have snowplows? Quimby has definitely spent that on Hoors. Right.
Yeah.
No snowplows this year. I've got plenty of Hoors.
So then we go to the bar and everyone's admiring Homer's key to the city because why wouldn't you?
Mhm.
And this
Are
is
those
when
bite marks?
he thought there was chocolate in it. Okay. This is when Barney shows up, still dressed as Big Baby, and he says, I wish that I was the hero. And Homer gives him a little like inspirational speech, like you put on your diaper, your best diaper, and you go out there and be the best Barney you can type of speech. Barney proclaiming to the world, "Watch out, world, here I come," because he's all fired up and he goes running out the door, and apparently into something, because you hear clatters and things like that. Mo thinks he's going to be just fine. Homer goes home, and when I sent Jesse the clips for the thing, I was watching this one part we're about to talk about, where Marge is in bed and Homer comes to bed with the key of the city like hanging around his neck, and like the way Marge calls him Mr. Plow is just way too sexual. Not to be noticed. Yeah, it's just way too
She's
sexual
really
not to
into
notice.
that. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
I want to
she's-
take one step backwards though. Can I just say, and if you mentioned it, I apologize. The huge catalyst for Barney's interest in Homer in this situation is that Mo gives him a free beer.
Right.
Oh, really?
Right.
He's like,
I didn't
"Wow,
notice it."
Mo!" And like he's like, yeah, like he can't believe it. Like, whoa,
Really
you
gets him
could
going,
plow
right.
driveways and get a free beer.
Right.
So, yeah.
But yeah, so Marge is super into Mr.
Mhm.
Plow. Which of course in my head I was just like, yep, she wants him to plow her. I get it, Marge.
Ha-ha.
To the point where she's even like put on the jacket,
Yeah, the
like
jacket. Yeah.
she's just way into this.
Yeah, she wanted to be plowed and ploughed. The other spelling.
I like that in this version of putting on the jacket though, like Homer does the extra cool like flips up. Sorry, hang on. Flips up the collar, so he's got that like Fonzie look.
I was gonna say he's watched Happy Days before.
Yeah, and he's like, "Mr. Plow, that's my name. That name again is Mr. Plow," and like crawls into bed. And the next
Oh,
thing we see,
Mr. Plow, that's my name. That name again is Mr. Plow.
Homer wakes up in the morning at the crack of 7 a.m. to get to work as Mr. Plow. But when he goes outside, the streets are already plowed.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly we hear some honking, we see some lights flashing, and it's an even bigger truck called the Plow King.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's a part of me that's just like after all the sexual stuff with Marge and Mr. Plow, it's like, the Plow King has a whole like different type of connotation going on for me at the moment.
The truck is so much bigger too. It's funny.
It's
I know.
so much
He's
bigger.
got a cooler name as well.
Yeah.
Cooler name.
But how did he
And-
afford it?
I know, right? Barney has a Mr. Plow, a Plow King jacket and a fucking crown. He's got a crown, okay, guys?
He learned from Homer and steps up. Also, Neil, this is America. We all just get into insane amount of debts until we die. So that's probably how Barney did it.
So Barney pulls up and he's all like, "Hey, Homer," and Homer's sad. He is like, "Barney, you stole my idea." Like Barney, he didn't think that Barney was going to steal his idea. He thought Barney was going to go and find his own. And I like how Barney's like, "Don't worry, Homer. Nothing's wrong with a little friendly competition," and then shoots out Homer's tires.
He gets a gun and he shits the tires. Yeah.
Pew pew pew.
That is friendly competition.
And Homer just looks really upset. And then we go to the bar where Homer has retreated for the day, and we get Mr. Plow King commercial, and Plow King has their own song too.
When the snow starts falling, there's a man you should be calling. That's Cal 54796. Let it ring. Mr. Plow is a loser, and I think he is a boozer. So you better make that call to the Plow King.
Barney has teamed up with Linda Ronstadt.
We've been looking for a project to work together on.
To make the Plow King song. At the beginning, like I like that at the beginning of the commercial, the first thing you see is a standout cut, like a standee of Homer dressed up as the Plow King. And Barney like takes a bat to it and starts hitting it. And then at the end of the song, Linda, also brandishing a bat, starts like pummeling the cardboard standee into just a pile of nothing. All right, like.
Yeah, he's a proper villain in this episode. Like,
proper
he's ruthless.
Villain.
He's absolutely ruthless, you know?
Yes, proper villain. I mean, this isn't the only time during the episode that we will get to hear Linda Ronstadt. She'll be back in a few minutes. But anyways, Homer is kind of upset and points out, like, how can Barney do this to him after all the things that he's done for Barney? To which we see Barney, like right away, Barney's studying for his SATs. He's and at this time he looks clean and well kept, and he speaks well, and he's saying words that I don't know what they are.
Lachrymose is to deceptic as ebullient is to...
I have no idea what those words are. If anybody does,
doesn't.
Effervescent.
Yeah, effervescent.
Harvard, here I come.
Yeah, like Barney's all over this, and Homer shows up with a 6-pack of beer and basically is like, "Here, have a beer." And apparently, this was just Barney's win. Like, this was Barney's moment of, I tasted beer. That's all I need.
It's over.
I never need anything else. You know.
Yeah, but like it's not really Homer's fault. It kind of is, but how was he supposed to know that he would?
Homer was an
like
enabler. That's all.
He was.
Yeah, he's just an enabler.
Yeah, that was Barney's like supervillain origin story. Really,
It is. Not only that too, because it super is because too, like he goes from looking clean cut in like one drink of a beer to being like he's got the goony smile and his hair's all messed up and he's like, "Where have you been all my life?" And that's it for him. But then we see
Plow
Barney,
King's like his Joker, you know.
Yes,
it's his Joker era.
It's
He's
like
Plow
his
King.
Joker. Yeah, yes, I love it. We see Barney clearing Flanders's driveway. Homer hurt by this because like Flanders is his neighbor and he was supposed to be clearing that driveway. And I do like how Flanders is like, "Well, why don't you plow it again?" and tries to pay him. And Homer's not going to plow it again, but he's going to take the money. But he's not going to plow it again. He doesn't need his pity. Then Homer just seems to be following like right behind Barney because Barney helps Adam West plows his driveway. Homer gets there and he says, "Hey, Mr. West, I thought you had a job for me." And
I did 45 minutes ago.
And it does the angle thing again. It does the Dutch angle thing again.
And it's
and
not that long.
And I love
really.
I love how when Barney's driving away, he's like, "I'll keep your identity safe, Superman," or whatever. And that's when we see Adam West jump into the Batmobile. And I forgot to look this up too. I'm sorry. I don't know, but I'm going to say it anyway. His license plate, in case anybody's wondering, is 2F3567 Springfield. And I feel like there's probably a meaning behind some of that. Don't ask me though. I see Jesse typing, so maybe Jesse will find an answer. We see the Batmobile kind of roughly start up and head out of the driveway, and also it's dragging his bumper. It's seen better days. We go back to Homer at home, kind of praying for the phone to ring. And also, I forgot to mention, in case you haven't watched this episode yet, Homer also has a matching hat for his jacket. Okay, so when we say he's committed, he's committed.
Yeah, and it's the nice little like woolen fold down cap too.
Yeah, like the hunting cap style
I mean,
one.
he looks great, with his jacket and his hat on. He looks great,
He looks great.
From what I can see here, there is no significance to the numbers used, but I did find a wiki for all of the canonical license plates for vehicles in Springfield. So this is great. Bookmark.
So we've gone down a new well that Jesse's going to stare at for a while. Homer's just at home waiting for the phone to ring. And the family looks a little worried. I feel like if this episode was like in season 3, we would have gotten Marge pointing out at some point that like, why aren't you just going to work? Because Marge was in last season. It felt like Marge was always pointing out when Homer was doing something not work related that was costing the money, that like he could just go to work.
Yeah.
Like, like, where's the money? We're not making money now. Homie, maybe we should worry about money, but that doesn't matter. The phone doesn't ring. The phone does ring eventually, and I love that he answers it with the jingle, like, Mr. Plow, that's my name. That my name is Mr. Plow. It's really, he's good. He's got this. And it's the guy from the Katsu. How do you say that again? Komatsu Motors.
Yeah, Komatsu. Yeah.
Yeah. It's him. He's from the you haven't made your payments department, and right away, Homer is like, "Oh, you want the Mr. Plow who plows driveways? I'm
Tony Plow.
Yeah, from Leave It to Beaver, and yeah, they were gay, and then hangs up the phone.
So Homer telling the debt collector over the phone that he's Tony Plow of Leave It to Beaver, when saying, yeah, they were gay, was originally going to be scrapped for suggesting that there was homosexual behavior on the famous children's television show. It was ultimately decided to be included as the debt collector is not heard posing a question to Homer, and they could refer to virtually anyone.
Anyone, right? It could be anyone. So yeah, thank you for the thank you for the knowledge. I'm glad you filled that in for me, because I should have been on top of that, but you are the knowledge saver today, so thank you.
When I don't have to do any real work and I get to sit here with a couple wikis open, it's my jam.
All the things come up. I even as a child, I didn't know who Tony Plow was, because I used to watch Leave It to Beaver, because it was a show my mom watched. So
that never aired over here. No, I've never seen it.
Leave It to Beaver, one
You're
of
not
the most
anything.
wholesome shows on all of television, except for Eddie Haskell, who played that would have been Tony Plow's, because he was a son of like a 1950s or whatever family.
You would see it a lot more parodied now. Like you would almost see it as a parody. Like you would watch it now and it would have like a very you'd be like, oh, this is over the top.
Right, okay.
The Eddie Haskell character is parodied a lot even today in TV. So, and movies. So he's the son's friend, or the friend of the kid, who's always like, hey, Mrs. whatever your name is, you're looking mighty beautiful today. Can I help you with but then secretly they're the one who's always getting the kid into trouble.
Right.
That's who he is. You know what I mean?
Right, okay.
That's how it is, right? So you've seen that type of character in movies before in TV. That's where the character kind of comes from, is this Eddie Haskell character.
Right.
So anyways, my mom used to make me watch Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah,
and I also watched the revival.
Cleaver is like the main kid that most people, and he was very it was very to teach kids morality and responsibility.
Yeah. Right,
so he would always have an issue, lie about it, have a moral quandary over it, and then tell the truth. And his dad would be like, well, Beaver, you're still in trouble, but that's great that you were able to come to the conclusion that you were wrong. Thanks, America.
Yeah, bring me my martini and dinner, and we'll move on with our day.
And he turns around, slaps his wife.
Yeah. Anyway, there was also a revival of it, the new Leave It to Beaver, that came out, I think, sometime in the 90s as well, either the late 80s or early 90s, where Beaver and his brother were growing up, they were adults now, and it was their kids that were teaching the moral lessons.
Okay.
So there you go. Anyways. Moving on. Lisa suggests that maybe the problem is that his commercial is stale and he needs something fresh and original, you know? And Homer right away, I'll do a rap.
I'm Mr. Plow, and I'm here to say
Brilliant.
that I'm the plowingest guy in the USA.
It's brilliant.
Please stop right
so-
now.
Yeah. Jesse, is that how your children look at you when you start to do stuff like that?
Yeah,
Like,
except
just-
for that, I do stuff that like I know is intentionally corn dogging just to them. So I'll say skibbity toilet and shit, and like I know that they don't actually say that, but I'll just say Ohio
you'll do
and
it.
stuff. Yeah,
But
yeah,
you'll do it.
100%.
So then Homer goes to an ad agency, McMahon and Tate advertising agency, and the guy assures him that we can come up with a commercial that saves your business. We do, you know, and I love how he's like, his example of this is, you know, that annoying radio ad where the two people yammer back and forth. I invented those. Like, and then
McMahon and Tate is the name of the advertising firm that the husband works on from Bewitched.
I was gonna say it's Bewitched, right? I
Yes,
was about to say it's totally Bewitched.
Right.
Because I also used to watch Bewitched because they did. Okay, I watched old TV shows when I was a child. I love how Homer's response to this is to get up and punch the guy in the face, like just
Yeah.
right up, like just square. And he's like, "You'd be surprised that happens like all the time." Like that's people's response to I invented that type of commercial. Anyways, cut to the Simpsons in their home watching a new Mr. Plow commercial where we enter into a black and white opera singer holding a snow globe singing to it, like with all the opera music. The snow globe has a like a horse-drawn carriage and stuff, and then guy comes in through the door. There's like the sun setting, and a handsome guy picks up the snow globe and smashes it on the ground, where we get our first glimpse of color, which is the words Mr. Plow in red.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
It's one
so
of my
this was
favorite parts
based
of the
on
episode.
a Russian perfume commercial.
Right.
that
The
feels right.
producers parodied the commercial without permission. However, due
Right.
to troubles with international relations between the U.S. and Russia, as of 2009, when this article I'm reading was written, the producers of the perfume commercials were still unsuccessful at seeking litigation against The Simpsons, although they have had many attempts.
Wow, that's
So,
interesting.
yeah. Even
Wow, I
17
didn't know.
years after, like I said, this is a 16-year-old article by now, but I imagine I
Yeah.
haven't heard anything about it, so probably
Right.
nothing still.
I thought
That's interesting,
that
though.
because there's nothing in the whole advert that indicates anything to do with like snow plowing, and then just at the very end it says Mr. Plow. It's almost like maybe it was like stock footage or something, and then at the very end it
Yeah,
just spliced
no.
on the end, and that's kind of what it seems like, you know, like it's not even any, it's not like maybe it's even
Yeah,
stolen,
there's-
you know.
yeah, no, it totally could be stolen. I love it. So then we go to City Hall where Barney's taking over as the plow guy for Springfield, and Mayor Quimby is like, we're gonna pass the torch on to a new generation, and basically takes the city, the key to the city away from Homer, which now has bites in it because Homer thought there was chocolate inside. Takes that away from Homer and gives it to Barney. Homer's sad.
Mhm.
And this is when a blizzard hits Springfield, and the blizzard is so bad that Arnie Pie in the sky is out in his helicopter and crashes.
Kind of seems
Don't
to
It's
worry.
like the
die.
third time he's crashed this season.
Yeah, he's gonna
Mhm.
live. Don't worry. But it's
Mhm.
so it's there. Everything's snowed in. All he can see is white. And I love how Kemp Brockman's just like, give us the ski conditions. Like,
He doesn't care at all.
and I love like when we go back to Arnie on the camera, he's upside down, like just everything's going wrong, and Kent's just like chuckles and is like, that Arnie. This is when Homer, because now Homer is going to be a bad Homer and seek
Mhm.
revenge against Barney.
Homer
This
strikes
happens
back.
sometimes. Yeah, it happens, right? Homer calls Mr. Plow King and gives him an address up on the top of a mountain or whatever, and kind of like, I need you to come up and plow this road for me. We cut to, I don't know how successful Plow King is or like what Barney's rates were, but like he's in a hot tub. when he answers this phone on his portable phone with champagne and Linda Ronstadt. So I don't know how much he's charging, but he's definitely
He's
making
really
more.
turning it around at this point.
He's
From like Mr. Baby, whatever on the street to like, in the jacuzzi. Like hats
Yeah.
off to him. He's done well,
He's done very well.
Mr. Baby to Plow King.
Right. Yes. And so basically Barney informs him that he'd be up there all day. He won't be able to plow any other driveways. Homer says, I'll give you there's a $10,000 bill in it for you. And he's like, and Barney, I guess in a moment of not believing this, asks who's on the bill, which president's on the bill, to which Homer replies, all of them. They're having a party.
Yeah, Jimmy Carter's passed out.
Yeah, on the couch. And Barney right away believes this and goes to run out of there. And that's when we get Linda Ronstadt asking if she can put a Spanish version of,
for one of the
Plow
first
King.
times in history, that bill would be legal because it is not legal to place any living person on a bill in the United States or a coin.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yeah, Jimmy Carter would not have legally been allowed to be on it, but
yeah, that's interesting. I
recent
mean,
passing
being in
would
Canada,
allow for him to be on that bill, baby. Yeah,
I mean,
the
us
Queen
being in
dons your
Canada-
guys' stuff, right? Or
Yeah,
is
like
it
the Queen.
now?
Well, the King.
They put the King on it now.
Yeah, it's
The
weird
King is
not
coming out
seeing
with some
the
stuff
Queen
now.
on our money.
So what's happening? That's just maybe you could edit this if you want. That's kind of just something I'm curious about. So is it like basically the Queen notes get exchanged out? Like if you're using them, they're going into the banks and getting exchanged out with King notes? So are there people like holding on to Queen notes? Oh, you're not getting
Probably
my.
would. I would
I'm
imagine
framing
there'll be some people that
these.
will hang on to
Yeah,
some.
I think the
there'll be
coins.
people.
I don't think you can use the Queen coins anymore, or there's a cut-off date or something.
Wow.
Yeah, like in
Interesting.
Canada, we're handling it slightly differently because we don't have to put them on our money, but we've always had the Queen on ours. So I think it's like new bills will come out with the King or something like that, like a new design. But they did like a commemorative like they did like a quarter for him. You know what I mean? Like they did like a special coronation quarter for him.
Yeah, you get special silver coins.
Yeah. And
with
then
royal
I guess
stuff.
as new stuff comes out in the future, maybe he'll be on it. But people quite like the Queen, so it was kind of like we're just gonna let her stay.
And
Plus,
it was like 50
there's
years
a
or
fear.
something.
Yeah. Plus, there's a fear,
No,
and
more
this
than
was
that.
one of the other reasons for it. There's a fear that he won't be king for long, either by death or by abdicating because he's so old, right? So they're like, we don't want to print like a ton of king money to have his son come and take it, because his son is quite a bit younger, and
I
it
know.
wouldn't be like, oh, he'll pass.
Exactly.
You know what I
It's a
mean?
more transitory thing. Like I said, the Queen was for 50 years. It was a lot longer than that. Like
Yeah,
way
she was
longer.
queen forever.
Yeah,
right?
and
Like,
it's probably
like
not going to happen
60s,
again. Or
because
it's
she did like her Jubilee celebration like not very
yeah,
long
it's
before.
very
right?
very long. It seemed like a permanent thing that the Queen would always be on money. And you
On
always have the
money,
Queen.
right?
Yeah.
So so they're just handling it a little bit different in Canada. So
But it'll be King William soon.
yeah. So and that was part of the concern, was like, do we invest all of this money in changing it all over?
Well, I hear
You know?
they have to. Like they just have
They
to.
have to there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be
That's
proper
interesting.
if they didn't.
Yeah. But also like in Canada, we like we got down to having her on our quarters and having her on the $20 bill. And then like they started a thing where they were just putting like other people on money. So like I don't remember all the people's names. History on money. I'm just gonna put it that way. Like, so like other historical figures
cool.
on different bills, because I don't use cash enough to remember what all of it is. You know what I mean? Like
that's fair.
Yeah.
and then they were changed. Like some of them, they did some design changes a couple times.
The
because
only
then they
thing
came up
that
with the new
I can think
security
of that the
measures.
states have ever changed is like they slightly modernize bills, but they don't change who's on them.
Yeah.
But there was like a run for a couple of years where they were coming out like once a month, a new state's quarter would come out. So there'd be like a quarter with the back of the state on it, and people
I know this is a
collected
bit
them.
of a
These are going to be
tangent.
worth so much money.
I know this is a bit of a tangent, but like part of the reason why money has so many pictures on it is because it was a way to teach people about the history of places and stuff like that without them having to know how to read, and they would automatically have to look at art. So they're
right.
there you go.
I always loved those those like progress of money with the queen as a young woman all the way to
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one
yeah.
is interesting. We do. I have seen some like because she's on like other monies, right? Like we have it on our couple monies, but so she got updated once in a while.
I'd say,
I remember when they
fuck it.
finally
Just keep the one from when I'm 29, please.
right. There was like the last one the last update they did of her. I remember one day looking at me and like, oh, she's so old now.
Yeah.
They should have just and like if you go back and look at the Canadian $20 bill from like the 80s, she looks so young still. Like she looks beautiful and young, you know? Like
Yeah.
like
Well,
the
the
whole world's in
80s
front of her.
were 40 years ago.
Yeah, thank you. I love being reminded of that. Anyway, Jesse, did we grab the Spanish version of Plow King as well?
Oh, do you mean Rey del Herrado?
Señor Plow no es macho, es solamente un borracho.
Yeah, you do that.
It's so good though.
I translated that myself. Thank you.
You did good. And then we see Homer going around and like he goes to a lady's house and she's like, I guess you can plow my driveway. But obviously she was gonna have the Plow King and she wonders what happens to him. And Homer says, I guess he just doesn't respect his clients anymore. And she shouts, oh, watch out for my asphalt. And
Don't
he's like,
scrape
"Just
the
my
asphalt. Yeah.
Yeah. And Homer's sitting there on the couch with all the money, and he tells the story to his kids, where he tells the customer to kiss his asphalt. You know, like if you're gonna tell,
And then he repeats it, and then I told her to kiss my asphalt.
Yeah,
Like he's really proud of that one.
Yeah, he's really proud of that moment. And then they're all watching TV, right? And this is when we find out Ken Brockman pops on, and he's this is a reference to an American thing here. I'm just like an American thing. It's one of those famous
Patterson Gimlin footage.
Thank you. That's why Kent looks different here, though. That's why. And he's announcing that Plow King is trapped on the mountain. And he shows Barney Gumble donating 50. How much money did Barney make? I'm sorry. Sorry. Because we see Barney donating $50,000 to the Shelbyville Dance Theater. Also, why is he donating money to the Shelbyville Dance Theater? Shelbyville?
As a young man, he loved ballet.
We find out that Barney's up on like Widow's Peak. There is some footage caught by some people that were making a Bigfoot documentary, where they make the joke that you see often in Bigfoot things, where people say you can see a wristwatch in one of the original.
And I'm sorry, that is the Patterson Gimlin footage. That's what the Bigfoot footage is called, Patterson Gimlin.
Yeah. So we get that, and then Homer realizes that he's got to go save Barney because he did something bad. We go to Widow's Peak, where he's getting ready to go. Getting ready to go includes pouring a bottle of beer into a thermos.
Well, you want to keep it cold.
Marge begs him not to go. Homer assures Marge that his truck, this old girl tapping on the truck, is as sure-footed as a mountain goat. We see a mountain goat fall off the
just fall down repeatedly
several
like Homer
times, like not just one fly.
Gorge.
Yeah, not just one fall, many, and weak and bleeding. You can hear the goat bleating, and then weak bleating, so you know it's done. We see Homer driving across a rickety bridge. I don't know how the Plow King got across that bridge because Homer is.
I know that bridge, yeah. Like,
right? No,
you couldn't even walk across it, let alone put a truck across.
There's a normal bridge on the other side that Homer's just too stupid to take. It's fine. But also Homer also seems just to choose the most dangerous routes to try to get to the Plow King, because like the road's even crumbling underneath him. I do like that when his truck's almost falling off the cliff, he balances it out by moving the radio dial down. You know, like or up. Well, it's up. He's going up.
Yeah.
But
that's just physics. That's just good old physics, Homer. Good job.
Right. we see Barney, who's decided that dying's not so bad. He feels bad about his dad or whatever, and the house plant he never watered. Homer shows up and very easily pulls Barney out of the snow, like picks him up. I don't know why Barney was lying in the snow, but it doesn't matter. He just picks Barney up, and Homer is like, when two best friends work together, not even God can stop them, and that's when God's like, oh no, and the clouds open up and melts all the snow. So it's spring, so they can't work together as a plow
Yeah,
people.
maybe Barney should have thought about that before he donated $50,000 to the Hillets. Maybe save some for springtime, bub.
Right. So God brings on spring basically so that the two best friends can't do stuff. We go back. I do like that we go back to the retirement castle where the residents are trying to decide that, hey, we can leave, we're free, and then they go back inside again. And we get Homer and Marge in bed, and Kent Brockman giving a little speech on like a my 2 cents thing. Also, before I forget this, part of the reason why the old folks go back into the retirement castle this time is because they don't like the way those teenagers look over there.
Right.
And neither do I. Kent Brockman gives a speech about like, could the 70-degree days in the middle of winter be a sign of greenhouse gases and air pollution and stuff like that. Makes a joke implying that he understands that it's probably like all the pollution we put into the world, but that's okay. He's gonna keep driving his Pontiac. He very much the tone of the joke. And the phone rings and Homer answers it, and it's the repo department that's just distracting him while they take away his Mr. Plow truck. And that's it. And Marge is happy though because Homer has his help and he has his best friend back. He has a job too, guys. Let's not forget that Homer technically still has a job. And he still has the Mr. Plow jacket, which he's putting on and singing the jingle again and wiggling his butt in his tighty whities and going
he knows what makes the ladies hot.
Right. And there's a call in the forecast for flurries of passion, followed by extended periods of cuddling, I believe it is, or getting it on. Extended periods of getting it on. Marge giggles and the episode, and there we go.
So it ends on a happy note, good note, and all is well.
All is well.
Sorry, I was late.
There we go. So any final thoughts on that episode before we move on?
I'll give mine in my score.
Are we scoring the episode?
Oh yeah.
Okay, did I forget to remind you what the scoring was? I will tell you. So you can give your final thoughts, but a score is 1 to 4 unless you think the episode is perfect, and then it's a 5. You can give it a 5 because only God and Jesus have 5 fingers in the Simpsons world. So you can give a perfect episode 5.
You can give anywhere between a 0.0 and a 4.0, so any decimal in between there. But if you find the episode to be perfect, 5 is the score to give it.
Right, okay.
Yeah, like so 4 can be like really, really, really excellent. 5 is like God tier, right? Like it's like S level. Like
I say that, and we keep stats on everything. So let me pull it up really quick. I'm almost certain that in between Kristen, myself, and the old host before Kristen started hosting, we have a total of 4, 6, 7 5s, and we've done 68 episodes.
Right.
And that's not even 7 different episodes, because some of those all of us chose to 5-star it. So
right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like there's just certain episodes where it's like, yes, we all agree. But don't let that put you off putting a 5-star up there. If you think it's a 5-star, you put it up there.
I would say like a 3.6, I think. It's a very, very strong episode. I like that. I do think we get a little bit of character development, actually. Like, so there's a wee tell, and that is a wee detail, and that is Barney says, "What was it like? I'll be reunited with my loved ones and my dad and that plant." So we see Barney's got a bit of a fractured relationship with his dad, and then we also see like when he was a teenager and he started drinking. And I think that maybe there was maybe some subconscious anger or rage towards Homer for everything. And I think maybe it was channeled through Plow King. I mean, he got the gun out, he shot Homer's car, so I think that anger came from somewhere. So I like that Barney was kind of developed a little bit in this episode.
So like Homer giving him the beer is like Barney recognizes that was the moment that kind of ruined his life,
Yeah.
and then he's taking revenge.
I think it's a
with the
subconscious thing. He
with
might not
the
even
Plow
remember,
King.
or
Yeah, it might be subconscious, but it's there. It's like the seeds are there.
He's drank the actual memories away, but not the feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
think
it.
we got quite
I
a
like
lot
it.
of kind of
That's
cute
solid.
Homer moments as well. I think Homer was kind of like that in this episode. Like I like when he was on the phone and he does the voice. Like I thought that was kind of funny, like his incognito voice. And
His
it's
incognito
just he was
voice.
very Homer. I mean, he always is, but in this episode, I thought he was like quite endearing, and he was kind of on the back foot a lot as well. So we got to see how Homer reacted to that.
Yes, I like it. I like it.
Yeah, it was like a more intelligent Homer than we normally get for the most part.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because look at the ad campaign, like the merchandising campaign he mounted.
yeah.
Right?
Or even
He gave
like
it
you
his
said
all,
in
and
the
he was
pickup truck was like, whoosh, like I'm not gonna buy a truck just because you make that noise.
Yeah. He was a more insightful Homer than we
He
often
wasn't just
get.
dumb. He was actually kind of clever when he wanted to be. And
And he was super hardworking this episode too, right? Because of
Mhm.
all the flyers and stuff everywhere, and just he probably worked harder doing that than he would have at a day at the power plant. Just throwing it out there.
Mhm.
So sorry, 3 points. Was it 3.7?
3.6. I got it down for him. 3.6.
3.6. Okay,
Yeah.
Jesse.
I'm gonna give my first 4 of the season. I love this episode.
Wow.
Like I really have no. It's not 5. I understand. I think it's. If you ask a non-Simpsons fan to name 10 Simpsons episodes, this would probably be one of the ones that someone names. You know what I mean? Like it's just one
Yeah,
that
it's
like
It's memorable.
yeah,
It's
and
memorable.
maybe it's the jingle. Who knows? Because canonically, we know that Homer can play piano too, so he probably wrote and played the jingle.
Yeah.
Because remember, he wrote
the
the songs for the B Sharps.
The
He
B
wrote
Sharp
yeah,
song.
yeah.
Baby
So
on board.
I really love it. I don't find a weak point in the episode. I think there are a lot of great references. I think there were ones that I didn't know about until we researched this. Not only do you like to back Neil up and say, yeah, there's character development with Barney, but also 2 episodes, we got the first ever appearance of Bumblebee Guy and Horatio McAllister, or the sea captain.
The sea captain.
And now we are 2 episodes in, and we get another appearance from both of them. And not that it like grows their characters, overall arc in such a way that we're like, oh man, I know everything about them. But yeah, it builds a little bit. Like, okay, Horatio, we know he owns the Flying Dutchman, but he also does sea shanties.
Yeah.
And sells them on public access television. So it's just little things I like. Yeah, pretty top to bottom. I agree with like Homer's overall being endearing, his not being an insufferable buffoon, because we say a lot. It's like Homer's a Labrador, he's a golden retriever. Homer's he's a selfish little kid, and we describe him a lot in this way. So it's nice to just see him be like, have a modicum of competence and confidence. It's nice to see him catch a mild W, I guess I'm saying. I give it a 4. I give it a 4. I love it. I don't like it. I love this episode.
Cool.
Okay, so I almost gave it a 4, but I did a weird score of 3.9, and my reason is really petty.
She's like, I don't like Linda Ronstadt at all.
No, I just coming off the back of so many of I'm gonna have really bad fog again. What is that director I like? The one that does the fast takes.
Jon Vitti. No. Great question.
Oh my God, my brain.
Let me just
I'm
look
sorry.
backwards here. I could tell you because I have the book out. No. It's not Wes Archer. It's not Jeff Lynch. Mike Reese.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay. I have just learned that I love all of his episodes so much that I'm at a point right now in the season when I'm watching it, that the episodes that he doesn't direct, I miss his style. So my reason for giving it a 3.9 is super petty, and it's just because I really learned that I really like the way he directs The Simpsons, and maybe that's not fair to the overall episode, but as we're watching these and we're rating them, I'm kind of just like, you know what? I miss that type of whatever he brings to it. So there you go. For me, it's almost a perfect episode though, even beyond that. It's one that obviously, like, I know the Plow King song. Who doesn't know the Plow King song? There are little things that I forget about it once in a while. I often forget that Adam West is in this episode for some reason. I don't know why, because it is like the first time I think we see Adam West on The Simpsons, and that's kind of a big deal. But yeah, so like really my only reason for knocking it down like 0.01 or whatever 0.1 is just because I've been enjoying the Mike Reese episodes so much. Like literally that's my only reason.
Hey, nobody can tell you what your criteria for scoring is. It's
super
your own.
petty.
It's
super
your own.
petty, but there you go. Other than that, it's a great episode, and I think it's a super fun episode. And I agree with what you guys said about the character development and the moments people have in this one. I think this one's interesting because we've been getting a lot of episodes that have an A story and a B story, and the A story and the B stories are very strong. They're very there. Sometimes the B story is better than the A story. This one we really only get an A story. Really, like there isn't really a B story. Like Marge and the kids aren't off on some adventure. We're not really learning about Bart's not on off an adventure. Lisa's got nothing going on. They're just supporting Homer. So
Probably,
there's not really like a B story going on in this one.
The A story is like, like Homer and then Barney. So it's already got two sides kind of already without needing to add a third leg to that.
They didn't add a third. Yeah. I mean, I think the songs in are fun. The cameos are really good, right? You get Linda Ronstadt and Adam West, and again, it was one of those episodes though that when I watched it, it flew by like crazy. Like I was like, oh, I've done the whole episode now. So,
yeah, I thought so too. I thought it seemed short.
There's a reference that I missed to mention is when the snowmen melt. One of them melt exactly like the faces on the Raiders.
On Raiders,
he has the hat and glasses that one of the Nazis are wearing
on the Raiders.
Oh, really?
There was something about that, and I just totally missed it. But thank you for coming in, Clutch.
I was just reminded by the Simpsons Guide, Ultimate Episode Guide.
So for those of you who don't know, every week Jesse pulls open this big, huge book that looks like it weighs 50 or 60 pounds. Called the Simpsons Ultimate Guide.
Yeah, Simpsons World Ultimate Episode Guide.
Yeah, seasons 1 through 20 is gigantic, and there are many more seasons than 20 now. But each episode has a character bio in it, and Jesse reads to us the character bio.
Yeah. Really quick, I don't know if we got this quote, but there's a good meta quote earlier in the show where they're on where their commercial's playing, and Homer says, "It may be on a lousy channel, but the Simpsons are on TV." And
I forgot to bring up that one, and it is a good meta quote. It's a super good meta quote.
Okay, as you may have guessed, the character bio for this week is for Barney. His occupation: barfly. Best friends: Homer, Moe, and Duff. His favorite meal are peanuts from the garbage can and beer from ashtrays, which we got last episode. He's an expert on the sting of mace, cheese omelets, and belching. His regular source of income is the Springfield Sperm Bank, and his past shames are that he dropped his cummerbund in the toilet at his high school reunion and mistook a Girl Scout meeting for an AA meeting.
I remember that one.
And his quote is actually not from this episode. It is
uh-oh, my heart just stopped. Oh, there it goes.
Wasn't that last episode?
Yeah,
that
it
literally
was.
Just last episode?
Yes,
yeah. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Okay, you guys want a little trivia card?
Yeah. Give us our trivia cards.
Okay,
so
we got a little trivia box here too, Neil.
Yeah.
And we'll give you a card. They either have one or two questions. Some will be multiple choice. Some won't. We'll give you a chance to answer without a multiple choice. And then give you the multiple choice if we need it. Okay.
But so if you need the multiple choice, you just be like, help.
Okay, so these ones are for Neil. Question the first. What vegetable did Abe once wear on his belt because it was the style at the time?
Oh, a potato. What's it?
I'm going to give you the multiple choice because that is incorrect. Okay, here we go. Is it
Ah.
A, tomato, B, onion, or C, a radish?
Oh, it was an onion.
It was an onion. I wore an onion on my belt because it
I
was
can
the
see.
style at the
It's like
time.
you guys can't see Neil's face, but like it was like you could tell he knew.
Yes.
Like it's like that
Uh-huh.
like that scene. Like you could see it. Like right away, your face lit up. You're like,
yeah.
I know this.
Yeah, that's part of that like great rant about 1966. And
That's right.
Okay, here's a second one. What is the name of Springfield's video game arcade?
Is that one for Kristen? Or me?
This one's
No,
for
that's
you.
for you,
Two questions
too.
on a
Oh.
card. If you don't know,
Oh.
I have multiple choice for you.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
I don't think that I would even get this one without hearing the options.
Is it Dungeon?
Ooh, so that's
no.
the comic book store. Android's
That's the comic
Dungeon.
book store. So
Yes.
you're pulling from the right
Yes,
fandom. You're
yes,
pulling
yes.
from the right fandom.
No, I don't know it at all.
I was going to say, if you pull this, I will be so impressed. Okay, the three options are Juvenile Hall, Noiseland, and No Quarters.
No Quarters?
It is Noiseland.
Oh, is
But
it?
that's a
Oh,
tough
no.
one. That was truly a tough one.
That was
And
tough,
I'm
yeah.
going to be 100% truthful. Without hearing someone say Noiseland, I would not have got that question.
I would
Yeah,
not have
that's
gotten
tough.
that.
That's a
No,
tough
that
one.
one would have been.
These
But like,
questions are brutal.
you were pulling names from the right
Yes, yeah,
fandom though.
yes.
You were there. You were
Okay,
there.
Kristen. When Ned Flanders started his own store, he quit his job as what?
Oh God, when he started the Leftorium.
Yes,
What was
yes.
he? I don't remember what he was. I
He
have no clue.
was a pharmacist, a barber, or a security guard.
I want to say he was a pharmacist.
He was indeed a pharmacist. Ned Flanders was a
Yeah.
pharmacist before he started the Leftorium.
That just sounds right.
Okay, this one is hey, you know what? This has a good tie-in too. So in Selma's Choice, Homer can't go to Duff Gardens because he's sick from eating what?
Oh, it was a hoagie.
Yeah, the
It was
old
like the end
sandwich.
of the old
Yes.
hoagie.
Uh,
I always remember that one because I remember like when they show the hoagie, the olives look like eyes.
Yeah,
and it looks like
yeah.
it could be like a slug or something.
So there's a thing I forgot to mention earlier. Troy McClure's movie, which one was it that he The Erotic Adventures of Hercules. That movie is a movie that Selma rents in Selma's Choice.
Troy, yes.
So that movie, we actually have seen him before in
we
that.
have seen
Yes.
it because they even show it for a second on the
Yes,
screen, and it's Troy
absolutely
McClure
correct.
there dressed as
Yes,
Hercules.
yes,
Yes, beautiful as always.
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Very good. Those are your trivia questions and character bios from our mix.
So thank you guys. That was super fun. I hope you had fun, Neil. I hope you
That was
enjoyed
it was
hanging out
great.
with
It
you
was
with
great
us
to be
today.
on. Yeah, it was really good fun, and yeah. Thank you so much for having me on. Yeah, it was
Tell them
really
about your
cool.
Twitch again in case they're still hanging out, Neil.
Yeah,
Yes.
stars_555. Yeah.
All the horror games and when Kristen makes you play games with her. So there
Yeah,
you go.
yes. I keep meaning. I always say every week, I'm gonna rebrand my channel. I'm gonna start streaming again, and it's a cycle I need to break and actually do it. Like actually do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I was like,
can
I'm gonna
send
go
you daily
follow you,
reminders.
but I already do.
Okay.
I'm not on there much. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm not either. So.
I like how you're both like, we're not on there much. It was great having you on. You were a great guest,
Cool.
and it was super, super fun. And I always have fun hanging out with you. And
You're
I
welcome
always have
back
fun hanging out with
anytime,
Esty.
Neil.
Cool.
Yes,
Yeah, no,
yes.
brilliant.
I
Really
cool.
cool.
I'll just
Really
bug
cool.
you to come back sometime.
Definitely,
soon
I'd love
and
to. I'd love to
play.
come back. Yeah, of course. Yeah, super. Yeah.
So make sure to check out my Twitch channel. It's Kristen A. That's ITSKRISTENEH. A like in Canada, not like the US.
Canada A.
EH, I should say.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm doing stuff. So come say
she
hi.
is. Mondays for sure. She does other stuff, but
Yeah,
Mondays you
Mondays
will
for
see
sure.
Kristen for certain.
Well, that's
Monday
because
matters.
sometimes I'm over on Stars. Sometimes I'm over somewhere else.
Spacies,
too.
but see now we've had all of them on, and
travel.
everybody's following all of them, so they'll run
So
into
you'll
Kristen
you can
everywhere
find
they
us no
go.
matter what.
Yes.
Yeah, so go check out Twitch. What was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Anyways, that was super fun.
It
In any
was.
case,
It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Appreciate
screw my
you
train
guys
of
a
thought.
lot.
We'll just change gears. That was super fun. And,
When you remember it,
was-
post it to the social media.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and like there's some social media stuff. Go look at it. Oh yeah, and there will be a YouTube. If you're listening to this and you didn't know there was a YouTube video, there is a YouTube video of Jesse's toys. So go and check that out. Do not forget because it's something special and different that we did. Anyways, unless you guys have anything that you would like to leave with the audience really quickly.
Nope.
I don't think so.
Okay, I was gonna say I'll take your dead silence as no's, but then you both answered like a second later. Thank you guys for doing this with me today. I had a great time. Thank you everybody that's listening for listening. Don't forget you can reach out to us at cromulent show at everything. Emails, whatever. Just we're everywhere on that. And please do or if you can comment somewhere and like something, like and comment it, and in your comment maybe tell us what you thought about Mr. Plow or who your favorite character in the episode was, or what you think Barney's motivation for actually being really brutal to Homer there for a minute and doing things like shooting at his car and car tires and beating the crap out of a cardboard standee of them. You tell us what your opinions are on that. We would love to hear it. And other than that, you guys all have wicked weeks. We'll see you next week.